this co-working stuff. I have an hour before I have to go. It'll be roughly an hour. Where is the schedule? There it is. Put you back up here. All right. I'm gonna work kind of quickly here. But people have been watching me. They know I've been doing writing up this proposal and doing a lot of talk about what's needed. God damn it. And I got to go find all the writing I've done. I got to put it into a single document. And figure out what that looks like, etc. All right. All right. I don't remember where I put it. Jupiter Hub NFT is. We decided not to do that website. That was a big drama on Friday. Kate's Apps. Kate's App minimal crap. All right, so we have, this is where we are making the manifest. I get him from Kate's App. Kate's App. I think I actually renamed that. Not the right time, Jan. I'm at work. You can ask me during AMA time, 1:15. So I mean, that's what I meant by co-working there. All right. God damn it. I gotta find all of my notes. I got notes everywhere and I gotta put them all in one place. I'm also not logged in to work yet. My laptop is still unplugged. So I need to focus on this. Kinetic management conventions. Yeah. And be late until 1:15. Yeah, you're gonna wait. Yeah. I'll be going for a walk. I can answer all kind of questions during that time if you want. Anyways, I mean, the place I walk has got guaranteed internet, so we should not be cutting out at all. All right, I think this is the one. This is the main focus of my thing. The hard part I have right now is I need to put all this together into a single document, and I don't know what the best way to do that is. I think I can cut and paste from these other documents and put them into a single one, you know. But I don't know. And we got to change it from Kate's App is to something else. I mean, I'm not going to mess with registering it right now. I'm just going to take it and put it into a different file. We'll try to decide what to do with that. Is this even on the internet? Yep. All right. So we have manage Kubernetes applications. Okay. I need to read through this one more time, but this is, I mean, this is the main crux of the whole thing. Probably rename that though. I don't know if I want to make a subdomain for this or not. I'm trying to decide whether I just want to throw a subdomain on this around this really quick or not. Or just use the GitHub. We did the whole rendering thing already, so I don't have time for that. But eventually I want to do that. Fuck. Move k8sapp. This is just like, the hard part is I got to get all this stuff into a single doc. So I'm going to change the name of this. All right, so I need to change the GitHub repo. Config, change this name, get rid of the .is. And open this. What is that? Oh, it's a preview. Forgot I had that for yoga. We did yoga this morning. It's really fun. I'm going to be doing it every day now. All right, so I need to rename this guy. Rename. That's fine. Okay, so and I need some sort of temp space for a second. You know, I think I can put the proposal in here and I can like just cherry pick it from the stuff in the proposal, and then people could put the stuff they want in their proposal, you know. I think that's probably the way to go. So let's see that. I mean, here's the main README. So Kubernetes application management. There are many ways to install and manage Kubernetes applications. Let me just read through this to make sure it's okay. Turn on the music a little bit. I don't know how strong the music is for y'all, but I'm gonna turn it on. For my ears, I'm gonna read through this one more time because this is the final version. Kubernetes Applications Management Conventions. There are many ways to install and manage Kubernetes applications: kubectl scripts, customize Helm, modified Helm, operator framework, custom operators, adapted Terraform Ansible. Cognitive administrators are forced to learn one or all of these since there is no agreement in the industry as to any standard. Moreover, the industry is full of overhyped frameworks and package managers, quote, violating predominance while failing to meet even minimal requirements for air-gap security and sustainability. This situation, brought about by attempting to force imperative IT business process into declarative solutions, quote, has created chaos and a climate of conflict and shame for those refusing to use Kubernetes application management standards, when in fact the safest and most sustainable approach is to keep things simple. Just use Kubernetes resource files and kubectl. While remembering to follow standard conventions. I remember to follow standard conventions. Mystic has a common set of admin practices. Mystic has a common set of admin practices seems mandatory so that each application is looked after in a way that is implementation agnostic, like you would do with any programming interface. One does not care how these practices are fulfilled, only that they are. Some can be scripted, some are a matter of documentation, but all are required for any application to make it into your production cluster. One can say that every application can implement its own methods for the same operations. Operations are the actions taken by the cloud, by any cloud native admin, or by a script on behalf of the admin. To be clear, this is not yet another abstraction yet, even though it could be implemented as such. To be clear, this is not yet another tool. Thanks, Anonymous. It's just a matter of agreeing on what everyone on the admin team should be doing with respect to all Kubernetes applications while allowing each its own specificity. The Kubernetes App Contract simply asks that all team members agree to the following. Provide a Git repo for each app. Use a consistent Git repo prefix. Provide a detailed example Kubernetes k8sapp dash. Provide a detailed readme.md with description. Keep a vendor copy of the original application. Document the following procedures. Administrative procedures. Fetch, acquire from external authoritative source. Understand, flatten, readme, helm charts, policies, dependencies, etc. Configure, adapt original to match environment, values.yaml. Install the application for the first time. Upgrade, upgrade and installed. This is pretty obvious, but install version of the application. Uninstall, remove all traces of the application from the cluster. Check. Check for new version and dependencies. Check for new version for app and dependencies. All dependencies. There. Add a related section with related reading. Add a section with related reading and references. Maintain manifest of all install applications in its own repo. Maintain a list of all install applications in its own repo. k8sapp. Tip: consider creating a template k8sapp for your organization in your enterprise GitHub so that people can simply copy, clone it, and fill it in. This takes a lot of the business administrative work out of the process. Vendoring is the process of saving external dependencies in one's own code. k8sapp leverages the k8sapp conventions. The k8sapp conventions leverage. The k8sapp conventions leverage the vendoring approach to preserve Helm charts and other YAML resource files that originate outside the project. Acquiring these external resources can be included in the fetch action or simply documented in a README when the internet connection cannot be assumed. All right, that's it. This is the core, like, TLDR executive summary, whatever you call it, of what the k8s conventions, the k8sapp conventions are. And that's it. So and based on that, what are we going to do, right? So what is the flow? Now there's a number of justifications for that. There are other documents that actually probably could be moved in here. Actually, let's move them in here. I have a file that has, what, a lot of this stuff came from my Zettelcast and now it's kind of, morphed. I don't know how synchronized I want to keep these things. Here's, the same files. Package management will never work, but here's the problem here. So, wait. All right, so let me see here. readme MD. Let me go to the top and yank all this. I'm going to yank it all. Zettelkasten, you betcha. Yeah, I use Zettelkasten all the time. I have my own thing for this. There's lots of videos on it. And there's some 2 places you can go read about my take on it. So, and I have my tool, you know, Zed is the tool I've been using. Actually, no, it's CMD Zed, but it's like a massive work in progress. Zed find, edit, Kate's app. All right, Kubernetes. I need music. I hate Obsidian. I fucking hate it. For lots of reasons I talk about. Not the least of which is proprietary lock-in. One they could have used comment mark, but they didn't because they're fucking dumbasses. So, there. All right, those are synced. I'm going to put a note in this. Keep synchronized with, God damn it. Yeah, synchronized with, there's GitHub.com, k8sapp. I think that was it. I think that's it. All right, so that's enough. That's enough stuff for me. All right. So we have a couple other things we have to do. Yeah. I feel like there's a couple of arguments that need to be made that people might object to the k8sapp conventions, and some of the disagreements are gonna come up, and I'm trying to decide if I should put those in their own document. I think they kind of need to be, and yeah, I don't know. I'm pondering whether we should put these all in the same file or not. I think we probably should be. So, yeah. Vendoring. And. Is that, how do I get it? I don't even know how to get it. I don't even know my own command. There's Z MD. What do I have? I have text is not the one I found. Source, I think it is. Oh fuck. Yeah, that's it. Yes, that's it. Z source. Boom. So that's this way I can paste it in. There. All right. So k8sapp Git embraces Git instead of shunning it. One of the most annoying, frankly, stupid design decisions of Helm. It's discarding the world's best magic source and replacing it with tower balls. I have to read this whole thing. This is going to my final. This is duplication for my. That's what Zettelkasten is for. You build documents off of it, so you get redundancy, but it's good. One of the most annoying design decisions of Helm is discarding the world's best source management utility, Git, and replacing it with tower balls. This is the source of much confusion and extra work when people realize they still need a way to track all of their customization of forks to inadequate templates. Had the Helm project had the foresight to keep all charts as repos, this would all go away. We could just fork a chart and make our own changes, and ensure upstream changes are made over time. This is a tried and true process used by all application developers. This is a tried and true Git process used by most applications for over a decade. For some reason, for some foolish reason, the Helm project chose, hey, how's the bots, chose to discard this. How are you doing? How are you doing? Discard this. Okay. k8sapp undoes what Helm has broken by flattening Helm charts into their default Kubernetes resource YAML files and putting them into Git repos for proper management. There. All right. Don't need that. No tags on this. All right. So that's the second major piece. There's some other stuff related to Helm, about Helm being dangerous. Have a tea, some code here. Hope you're doing fine. Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm doing my thing. Set find Helm. I'm putting all my stuff together into a document. Always read. Oh, a smug anime girl. What a name. You people and your creative names. Oh, what a name. All right. Always read the Helm chart templates. Yes. Yes. I'm going to try to incorporate this one as well. Zet source. Snowing? What the hell? This isn't December. It's 2 days away. How dare it snow in November? Oh my God. We were watching German television all weekend because I went to go have Thanksgiving with my family, right? It's very German. It's very German. And everybody's like singing and they're like this. La, 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 la. Nobody moves. Everybody's like, and animatronics. The Disney animatronics move more than German people singing at a special made in the 80s. You know, the ones like in the Alps where everybody's speaking, you know, and they're like, then they have like installed people into the back. You know, it's become a tradition for me because I love sitting there with my father-in-law who barely speaks any English, watching, you know, German football games and, you know, like Christmas. Yeah. Yeah. And there's people playing trombone on skis. It's so German. Oh God, I love it. It's just so great. It was a lot of fun. I like that I married into a German family. The first time they brought me I started to have a beer in a bottle and they brought me a Stein. It goes, we do not drink beer in bottles. You must have a proper Stein. And they brought me a Stein. I kid you not. They brought me a Stein because my mother-in-law was like, you were not going to drink. It wasn't like, oh, you're not going to drink beer because you're Mormon. It's like, no, you have to drink beer properly. It's so funny. Oh, I love it. It's great. I love being in a German family. Oh, for me, I just absolutely fucking love it. 1 liter Stein. Maluba knows what I'm talking about. No bottles. Well, they're fine with the bottles, but they're like, you know, she's a pastry chef too, so she's off the chart. How's it going, smug anime girl? Trying to get in and out to contribute emerging future tech. You know what? Can you ask me that in an hour during AMA walk time? 1:15 my time, which is in an hour. An hour-ish. I can't really, I'm kind of at work right now, so I'm not supposed to be talking about beer steins. But I'm going to be walking outside, and for that full hour-long walk, all I do is answer questions like that. If you can't stay up, go ahead and watch the VOD, and I will answer that question in the VOD, okay? I actually cover that already in this. And the first 2 or 3 days of the boost, I talk about that, and if you would like to know. I think backend cloud native on-prem engineering is the hottest area of all, personally. But that'll get you started. Hey, how's it going, Alans? I always read the Helm chart templates. Does anybody actually do this? No. Most people, some people don't. A lot of people don't. Helm gets described. I have to read this because this is going to business. I have to make sure it's suitable for work and doesn't have a fuck word in it somewhere. Helm gets described as a package manager for Kubernetes all the time, but this is a very dangerous comparison. When most people think of package manager, they think, oh my God, Rob, of things that seamlessly and safely install software they need to come in with it. This is simply not true for anything installed with Helm. While it is true that you have to install stuff in package manager generally with root access and are required to trust the organization is allowing them, you have zero guarantees that a given Helm application will destroy your system without counterflow examination. Actually wrote about this in a separate Zettel that I have to find now. Helm has plugins. Helm deployment from hell, a reality check. Always read the Helm chart templates. I think this is the not suitable for work version. I'm going to go open it because I might want to put that one instead. All right. This is it. This is it. This is the one. This is the outspoken one. Can I put it in my presentation? I don't know. I think, I don't know. Source, Zet, source, boom. Bash. Helm deployment from hell, reality checked. Helm charts are not packages. Helm requires you to read the chart files. Helm charts are not easy to create, frequently creating problems. Oh, I said fuck. Damn it. By now you probably heard the Helm, and you will probably deploy software in Kubernetes. In fact, in 2022, it's not required learning for certification. But let's be honest, Helm is horrible. You like to learn this yourself. Helm is not what you were sold when you first heard about it. Helm is not a package manager like After Helm or whatever. In fact, the only thing that Helm has in common with the true package manager is the aggregation of lots of stuff that eventually needs to be installed, and a few common top-level usage verbs: deploy, uninstall, etc. Helm charts are not packages. Charts are just a bunch of YAML and Go templates organized in no particular way. There's no standard, no convention, nothing. Every single chart does things slightly differently, which would be fine, except ... Helm requires you to read chart files to be sure you get what you want. You simply cannot trust the Helm chart by itself. If you haven't learned this lesson by now, you definitely will. It is... Oh, I love this. I love this song. Here, I'll turn it for you guys a little bit. A moment. All right. Let's see. Helm requires you to read the chart files before you blah, blah, blah. You simply cannot trust the Helm chart file by itself. If you haven't learned this lesson by now, you definitely will. It is a fundamental best practice to read to read just about every line of the Helm template, of the Helm templates and values, to actually understand what the chart is going to do or not do to your cluster. Not doing so is simply foolish. Is dangerous. Helm charts are not easy to create and frequently contain problems. Kubernetes is crazy complicated, meaning that those creating Helm charts inevitably screwed up. Make mistakes simply from the nature of the task complexity. At a minimum, you must add OP gatekeeper policy constraints to your cluster and are therefore almost hard-coded into any chart, meaning you either use the escape hatches to add them or fork the main template and add them directly since they were omitted. Or monkey patch your additions after Helm does its install from a bash script. This insanity is slightly different from any package manager most have used, where you can safely trust it to do to do the right things. Not always. Bottom line, you better at least read the chart, read your chart code before installing it, and you'll probably have to write more code to do what you want. Helm obfuscates an already complicated Kubernetes resource file. All right. All right. I'm getting closer. All right. So Helm obfuscates an already complicated Kubernetes resource YAML syntax. Just when you got good at YAML Kubernetes programming, you realize that Helm chart creators have taken liberties with even the most consistent stuff, like a deployment's spec containers resource limits have been buried under the whimsical monikers decided by the persons who created the Helm chart. This is infuriating. In my experience, those who created the Helm chart either force you to alter the chart source code itself, remove the entire proposition, putting it in the chart in the first place, or they add something like extra configs that you would never guess without having read a dozen other charts that follow the same non-convention. So what is a cloud native engineer to do? Avoid Helm whenever possible. This might be, this might seem like an unpopular opinion, but it is held by some of the most senior community members out there, including Kubernetes book authors, CNCF board members, and senior architects at cloud. What do we call you? Proportionate and cloud native. Hey Void, and senior architects at major Fortune 500 companies. After all, why is Helm included in the CNCF certification if it is not a standard? But the reality is that most senior community members, cloud native community members, including Kubernetes book authors, CNCF board members, and senior architects and major companies, advise to avoid Helm wherever possible. No, I did not. CompSci Fresher, Citadel. It has to depend if you go work for that company or not. That's not an unusual salary if you're a good programmer in Silicon Valley for a huge company. Good friend of mine just got a job for $300,000. I'm not even going to say where though. I can't say where. Yep, he just got a job over $300,000 actually, doing cloud native stuff. But CompSci freshman or like somebody who's just coming out. It depends on how smart they are, I like to avoid Helm whenever possible. Even that flattening Helm chart is preferred in almost every case. Why? Because there is did I spell major wrong? Yeah. There's substantial objective evidence, which I'm not going to list, that creating deployments that depend on Helm is a disaster waiting to happen. Most will only do it if forced to. It's far more simple to write a Go binary to handle all your installs on installs file, a common intuitive convention when needed, or just a simple shell script combined with YAML files. You can still use Go templates and YAML files to allow people to pass their configuration comments, but make your own main template deployment mechanism a single Go binary as the software that is. Yeah, and managed as the software that it is. The Helm disaster. Yeah, I've been following it very closely. Yep. Yeah, Chris is making YAML. She and I rate each other all the time. The Helm disaster is not entirely Helm's fault. Entirely Helm's fault. I think this is going to be good because this is I wanted to get this ready to be consumed by my work peers, and I needed to clean it up. The Helm disaster is not entirely Helm's fault. Helm is one of the worst designs ever conceived. But it is not Helm's fault. I just said that. All right, so the entire declarative model of Kubernetes is fundamentally broken on several levels. Things that should have been coded or written in complicated obfuscated configuration files with obscure logic. Things that should have been written as imperative code, imperative procedures, are written in complicated obfuscation configuration files instead, with obscure logic that is every bit as with obscure logic that complicated configurations that instead using obscure logic captured in YAML declarations and captured in YAML in Helm templates instead of YAML declarations. Since YAML does not allow imperative logic. The Helm disaster is not entirely Helm's fault. The entire declarative model of Kubernetes is fundamentally broken on several levels with regard to applications regard to applications installation and management. Things that should have been written in imperative procedures are written in complicated configuration files. In complicated configuration templates with obscure logic capture. Instead of YAML declarations, this YAML does not allow imperative logic, which is why it is Kubernetes fault Helm is so bad. Kubernetes the over-engineered complexity and that insistence that everything be declarative in Kubernetes has what do I want to say? Has forced imperative logic into things like Helm and to Go templates, leaving Helm in the very difficult middle space between declarative and imperative. This is why Helm is so ugly. It cannot decide to be it is a ton of declarative YAML and imperative templates mixed together. Mixed into an incomprehensible mess. Helm templates with if and other imperative constructs are the result. It's a good thing we have Helm templates. No. Go templates, Helm Go templates are where the imperative stuff ends up. Unfortunately, the most powerful part of Go templates is entirely omitted. Creating your own operators with melodic functions. Something you could do if you didn't use Helm. And just wrote your own installer and go directly, which is what Chris wants to do with NAML. NAML takes the state of an application that you've developed, and then it converts it to Kubernetes resource files, which then get converted into straight up Go. And so then you can go to your Go, and if your application installation requires a template of some kind, you can write the template in Go, which means you can create your own true domain-specific language for your own template. And that means each application would have its own template. But guess what? And Helm it already does. Every single Helm template already forces a domain-specific language on you that you have no control over. You have to use it that way. And that's fine. That's fine because that's just the way complex applications, some of them have to be done. There's got to be multiple arguments and variables, blah, blah, blah. The difference is that when you do it as an application developer in YAML, now you can say, okay, here's what, not only do you want to get these extra configuration variables, but I'm going to create an additional syntax in my template. So you have to learn my template language for this application. So if you truly need a template, and you probably don't, by the way, right? You probably just need to be able to provide a few variables and stuff. But if you need it, you can go ahead and add it. And then people just don't default to complicated templates and as an abstraction. Unfortunately, the most powerful part of Go templates is entirely omitted. Creating your own operators with melodic functions. Sometimes you could do this. If you didn't use Helm and just wrote installers, something that you could do if you didn't use some templates and just wrote your own installer and go directly, which is the direction NAML seems to be headed. That's kind of a parenthetical, but whatever. Imagine if Helm tried to allow template expansion. We would have chart creators building wildly complicated Go templates. They would even create their own binary extensions of Go, probably called Helm plugins. I'll predict. We already have that. Yeah. Yeah. Learning application installers in Go is always better. In such cases. Is always more powerful and simpler in such cases. The problem is if you're making an application, you're just making a cron job, you don't want to write it in Go. We don't want to say you should know how to code Go. Why not just write the whole thing as code in one language in the first place? If you're honest, you'll admit that you have at least one script or system that wraps Helm to get it to do what you need. Why not just drop Helm entirely and write your own installers for applications to Go and only Go? In Go or Bash. Go is drop dead simple to learn and already has Go templates if and when you need them. By packaging applications as a single Go executable, you drop tons of tons of unnecessary abstraction layers and obfuscation that are not only less sustainable and annoying, but also inherently less secure. The Go Kubernetes API and package are amazingly simple compared to the clusterfuck. I can't say that. Compared to the, what's another word for clusterfuck? Compared to the code created with Helm. Compared to the spaghetti code created with Helm. Rant. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to even suggest coding such things in Go on my current team because almost none of them know Go. And after all, they are infrastructure engineers, so why the fuck should they learn Go? I'm going to say, no, I'm going to get rid of that, obviously. What about consistency? The Helm scenario from hell I've described is anything but consistent. You already have best possible consistency with the Kubernetes API itself and Go package itself. The reason it is no more work to get your users to understand your single command line than it is to use Helm is because all of the reality that Helm forces on you. You are coding when you install Helm chart. This is not some apt install your app. You have coded YAML files and sometimes template extensions force you to fork the original chart. You've added scripts for everything that cannot be done in either YAML or templates, like applying a OPI gatekeeper policy checks, which Helm does not do. I'm going to downplay that because we're doing it in the cluster now. So Helm claims to simplify installation, but doesn't. For all the reasons mentioned, you end up with a complicated per chart spaghetti monster that you have to kill, pick apart, extend, and paste back together with homegrown bash scripts to get a consistent deployment working at all. Why not just use actual resources files and Go templates as a best practice and drop Helm entirely? This coded in Bash or Go. That's there. It's like a redone. Always read the Helm chart. So this is another thing. Continuous image publish. Yeah. Helm chart. Every line of every fucking Helm chart. Cluster rules. Right. Yeah, I think I already said all of this, so I think we can delete that. All right. So again, I'm pulling stuff from my Zet into my write-up for my proposal, which is going into this single document. It's already, several hundred lines long. But I'm the reason is because I'm going to need to justify my conclusions, and so that's why I'm doing this. Helm has plugins, Helm all the things. I no longer think that. I did. I changed that at 180. It meant the best to have, especially since discovering Helm plugins. I went through and I discovered Helm plugins, and then I realized it was all crap. Operator, by the way, the operator framework is disastrous. By the way, this is why you should never mix topics in a Zettel. If you're a Zettelcast in person, this is a good example of that. I would normally just delete this Zettel, but I can't right now because I've got this OPA Gatekeeper framework shit. So I have to make sure that's covered someplace else in my Zettel, which is why one idea per Zettel. It's super important you do that. If you want to use this method, I kind of flubbed on that one. So what are we looking for? Operator lifecycle manager. Yep. This thing is such a fucking mess. Yeah. Okay. I'm changing that. There we go. And I'm going to copy this out. Actually, no, let's do this. Yes. Z edit OLM. The operator framework is a disastrous, irreparable failure. OLM with full cluster admin flow is just Helm 2 with but not only does OLM require enterprise root, but I got to remove fuck because this is a document. I have to stop using fuck in general so I can copy and paste my stuff into executive reports and stuff. Or I could just get my company to be okay with me saying fuck. Which one's easier? You would think all this shit, all this stuff, Red Hat's views about Docker and running as root, that someone would have said something before this monstrosity was ever released. No one should ever consider using operator framework, period. In fact, my confidence in Red Hat in the cloud native space is now at an all-time low after discovering this. This is just idiotic architecture. They've had the ticket open for more than a year, pointing out this massive security risk, and the responses are downright juvenile. The OLM approach to Kubernetes software installation management does not provide organizations with air-gap policies. It simply does not work within it. This here, these are straight from the tickets. Operating Lifecycle Manager runs the cluster admin privileges. Cluster administrators should take measures to ensure that other operators cannot achieve cluster scope privileges. This is the thing. Okay. I'm going to get rid of that. I just restated something before. Here is the cluster role required by OLM. Operator framework. Docs OpenShift. I got all my references because I'm a good boy. All right. Wait, what? All right, so I'm gonna put this in here too, cause reasons. Boom boom. No wait. Zet source. I don't know if I have a source for this one. Oh, I'm going to see though. We're going to find out real quick. I do not. I need to fix it. I need to fix my shit. All right. Z fine. I have a little bug in my thing, but it's fine. Z source. I have to do it directly. That'll work. That'll do, pig. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Wait, we're supposed to go for a walk pretty soon. Nice. All right. Operator lifecycle management is dangerous. Hopefully I didn't leave a fuck in there somewhere. I mean, this is going into my kind of write up. There's got to be something else. I just need to look at my most recent titles. What do you think about my what a community Powder Metal? Graces getting stuff showing it. We got that. Freelancers, Opinion Crypto, Kubernetes metadata. What? I think we have that already. Maybe not. Fuck. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so k8sapp metadata. I need to add that. Damn it. But I got lots of good stuff. I just don't want to leave anything out because I spent so much time researching. I want people to appreciate that I did the research and maybe read it. Who knows? Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Dezo. What am I doing? Oh, bash. k8sapp metadata. Having consistent metadata in each character, Git repo allows consolidation. I'd probably do the Git thing first. Vendoring. k8sapp instead of shutting it. All right, wait. 138. D138, go. All right. I'm going to put you right here because you need to come before the other stuff. I think we're getting very close. I think we're very close. I think we're very close to a proposal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What other stuff do I have? I have to go. What time is it? 1:15? All right, I'm going to go for a walk, and I'm going to come back. And I mean, I'm just going to leave right where I go right after our walk. So I'm going to stop the co-working stream right now, and I'll restart the stream at 1:15 or so on the road, going for a nice walk out in the